Mankind has always been fascinated by space and the possibility of alien life. But what if one of those aliens were to crash land in, let's say, feudal Japan? Well, that's basically the plot of Stitch and the Samurai. Like these stars in the universe, there's a lot of weird anime and manga. So today we're gonna look at the weird spin-off of Lilo and Stitch. It is published by Tokyo Pop, which I thought went out of business, but I guess they're your go-to fix these days if you're looking for some Disney manga. Which I'm not sure who asked for, especially this Pirates of the Caribbean manga with Jack Sparrow, which kinda creeps me out. Anyways, Stitch and the Samurai is surprisingly rated 13 and up for aggression and mild violence, but it's still a comedy. So don't worry, you're not gonna get some crazy samurai versus alien fight. I mean, after all, it's called Stitch and the Samurai. If anything, it sounds more like a radio talk show. You're listening to Stitch and the Samurai. The manga is basically a what-if scenario where instead of landing in Hawaii, Stitch ends up landing in feudal Japan. So after some colorful pages, we meet our Japanese warlord, who is so ruthless, he is willing to burn children and women in his conquest. And while preparing for a major battle, Stitch happens to land next to him. And since he can't be bothered, our warlord orders his soldiers to kill him, which they fail to do, and on closer look, our warlord starts to find Stitch incredibly adorable. The biggest surprise is just how good the art is. If you're like me, you probably thought this was going to be cute and goofy all the way through. Not to mention the juxtaposition and contrast between the gritty and detailed samurai and the cartoony Stitch, it just gives this manga so much charm. Of course, this can't be a Disney story without some wholesome character growth, so as our lord spends more time with Stitch and has fun, he starts to become more kind and conscious of the people he rules over. So while I initially got this as a joke, I ended up really liking this manga. There's also more shenanigans and fan favorite characters to be seen, so I will probably end up picking up the third and final volume later this year. As always, thanks for watching, subscribing would be awesome, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye bye!